Hello, welcome to another weekly vlog. I am absolutely exhausted. I'm going to tell you about my day because if I don't sit and do it now, I'll forget all the important details. And I went for my first SEHCAT scan today, and I just wanted to share with you the process of that. There wasn't much on the internet from people who've actually had it done. I could find a lot of hospital letters and things about it, but just thought I'd come and share it with you. So yes, I went for my SEHCAT scan today. I had to be at the hospital at 9:30. Now I could eat and drink until the scan. I don't know if that's the same everywhere because I have read some leaflets online that have said that people need to fast, but mine didn't. So went and swallowed the pill. I was a little bit worried because nowhere online did it say how big the pill was going to be. And my only point of reference was that I'd seen the pill cam endoscopy pills, which are quite big. But this was just the size of a paracetamol and it was soft. The only thing that I can compare it to, if you ever have anything like lansoprazole or when you have antibiotics and they're the two different colours and they're that like soft... I hope that's making sense. I know what I mean in my head. I hope you guys do too. I wasn't allowed to touch it. It came in this basically I went in and they asked me questions like, is there any chance you could be pregnant? Do you know why you're having this scan? Check my name and date of birth or anything. And then they brought out this tube. Now, it was like, I would say it was that big and that round, this big blue tube, and I thought, oh my god. But they opened it like that, and then inside there was a little kind of like the urine sample bottles with the pill in, and I went to tip it into my hand and he was like, oh no, that has to go straight into your mouth. So that was the radioactive capsule. And then he gave me a glass of water and was like, I would drink the whole glass if I was you because you won't be allowed another one for 3 hours. Took that down, said great, come back to the department in 3 hours. So I then this made me laugh because this is how I go about things in my head. It was raining, and when I say raining, it was absolutely pissing it down. And I was like, okay, I'm doing this no spend, so do I walk into Leicester, which is it's only about a 15-minute walk, but obviously #spoonie right here, or do I pay for the bus? Do I walk? And then I remembered that Leicester has a free bus now called the Hop. So I got on that opposite the hospital. So got into Leicester for free, which was, helped because I didn't have to make that decision. I am just being tight here. I did have to pay. So today was the Leicester Caribbean Carnival, which I didn't know. So the bus was suspended between 12 and 4. So after my actual scan, I had to pay to get into town, but I paid £2. But when you can get something for free, it just feels so much nicer. Anyway, so then after that first scan, I went up into Leicester and went to the Just Fair trade shop. I had a list of birthday presents that I wanted to buy today, and I didn't do very well. I was supposed to be getting Stacey, Victoria, my nephews and my brother-in-law. Stacey and Victoria are sorted, but the boys, I just didn't really see anything that I wanted to get them. So that is that. I then had to be back, and it was really weird because, like I said, I wasn't allowed to eat and drink during that time, and it was really wet. And I came out of the Just Fair trade shop, and right opposite that is Brighter Moon Deli, which is one of my favourite delis. And I was like, oh, I'll just sit and have a cup. Oh yeah, I can't eat anything. So I did have a look around the charity shops, and I would definitely say if you live in Leicester area, do not snooze on Market Street. Market Street is the one up by the other McDonald's. If you visit Leicester, it's still city centre, but it's hidden almost. It's where Phoenix used to be, that street. There is a Loros and a White Rose shop there, and also a DAP store. And all three of them today had really fantastic things. From Loros, I bought myself a Cath Kidston bag, which I will show you another time because I'm too knackered to go and get it from the living room right now. but I spent my charity shop gift card there. The charity shop gift card, I know I'm going off on a tangent here. I love the idea of it, but if you're going to buy it for someone, just check that they can actually use it near where they live. In Leicester, the only places that I can use it is Loros, which is fine by me. I love Loros. Loros is like the charity closest to my heart, but I was in Derby and there wasn't a single shop in Derby city centre that I could use it in. So if I lived nearer there, it would have been a bit of a pain. Bought these pyjamas from Next. I know that I'm on a low spend, and I did explain in my low spend video that there are a few things on my wish list that I want. I bought these with my birthday money and they're just so gorgeous and so soft. Pyjamas are one of those things that I would have no problem thrifting, but I don't think I've ever found a... No, I did. I found a pair of pyjamas once secondhand, some really festive, Christmassy, like vintage ones, but they were too small, so I donated them back. But apart from that, I spend a lot of time in my pyjamas, so my pyjamas need to be comfy. Let me show you this pattern, because is that not just the cutest? The only thing that would make this better is if it had books and cats on it. They did have a pair that had cats and pumpkins, but this was the pair that I really liked. So after that 3 hours, did I tell you that I went in the Just Fair Trade shop and bought some birthday presents in there? I absolutely love that shop. I've popped in before, but I've never been upstairs, and it was just lovely, and it felt really nice to be buying fair trade gifts and things that I really hope the recipients will like. I know you probably all just follow Victoria anyway, so I'm sure that she will show you on camera what I bought her when it's her birthday. Yes, so then after 3 hours, well, after about an hour and a half, I was like, I'm getting too wet here. So jumped back on the hop, back to the hospital, and went and sat and read an audiobook in the canteen. And this woman walked into the canteen in like surgical stockings and like the gown. And I was really concerned for her. I was like, I hope that you're allowed to be eating, because I've always been nil by mouth. Obviously didn't say anything, but it's, you see quite a few people coming and going in the hospital canteen. So then went back to the nuclear medicine. It was a little bit strange because most of the building, it's not in one of the main hospital buildings, it's in the Sandringham building, if you know Leicester Royal Infirmary, which is where all the kind of pathology labs are and things. So the main reception is closed on a Saturday, and the entrance really gave the impression that I shouldn't be there. But yeah, it was fine. The people in nuclear medicine were absolutely lovely. Went back in, checked my name and date of birth again, and then I just had to lie on this table. Now, if you've ever had a CT scan, it's a bit like that, in that it's not like an MRI scan, so my head didn't go in or anything. There was just this, how do I even describe it? It was just this like big block above me. So you're lying flat on the bed. This is me. They asked me to point out where my belly button was and then slowly put me under this block so that it was in the right place. And the block is just like there. There's quite a big gap between you and you're just kind of staring at the ceiling. And I just had to lie still for 5 minutes, breathing normally. And that took the pictures. So I think from what I've read, what I believe anyway, so today was more like a baseline. So the capsule that I swallowed has got something, he did tell me what it was called, but I can't remember. And it's to kind of mimic bile salts. And then we'll see, next week's scan, we'll see, I don't know if you heard that was my stomach there joining in. We'll take another picture next week. So next week's appointment, I'll only be there for about, the actual scan again will be 5 minutes. So I'll probably be in the department about 20 minutes, half an hour. And that will see if how much of those bile salts are left in. Now, if I say my belly has been really bad since the scan, we shall see. I will be very surprised if it comes back that I don't have bile acid malabsorption. I have read all the symptoms and been like, that me. So yeah, I then, Tom came to pick me up, and with it being carnival, it was just horrendous to get out of Leicester, so that was fun. Yeah, it feels really strange. I'm really excited to sit and just put all my receipts into Shopix and add up what I spent today, because these came out of birthday money. So actually, if I look on my card, it looks like I haven't spent much. My presents that I bought came out of the pot for birthday presents. I got a £1 Costa because I had a thingy on my app for it. And then my stuff from Loris came off my charity shop gift card. So I'm still going to write all that down in my expenses, but I don't feel like I've spent that much. I am aching all over now, so I don't know if you'll see anything from me tomorrow. I will be on the sofa or in bed. I've already had Ernie up on my lap. But yeah, I just wanted to come and sit and talk about the SEHCAT scan before I forgot what happened. So I will be back when I have something interesting to tell you. I am really... So I didn't know whether to pick up the camera now, but you know, we share warts and all here. I have just come off the most frustrating hour-long carers assessment phone call of my life. So, as you know, I care for Nana. Nana has Alzheimer's, and I was recommended by someone from the Alzheimer's Society, who I've got no problems with, by the way. She was absolutely lovely. I spoke to her, I met her at choir a little while ago, and she said to me, you need to get a carer's assessment done, make sure you're looking after your health too. So I applied for this carer's assessment, gotta be about 3-4 months ago, and it was today. And I've just come off it feeling absolutely like... I just don't know what to say, really. So my main concern is that at the moment, we can't leave Nana on her own for extended periods of time. And the woman that I spoke to made it pretty clear that because I'm 33, I am much more well equipped to care for someone than someone who is older caring for like their partner or whatever. I explained to her that I have chronic health stuff myself. And once I'd said that, it was like this alarm bell went off, so that she was asking me about whether I work, and I said no. I said I used to work part-time, but I had to give that up to care for Nana. Oh, but you had to give that up for your health. Well, no, because if I wasn't caring for Nana, I could work part-time and look after myself the other time. Oh yes, but we can't give you any help with that because you gave up your job for your health. Okay, so on top of that, literally I was talking about how expensive like a falls prevention bracelet or something would be, and she said, oh yes, but that's what her attendance allowance is for. Most people just take that as just general money, but that's specifically to pay for her care needs. And it's like, yes, that pays for us having to have the heating on more because of her, or her incontinence stuff, and all of that. So the amount of things this woman said to me, that's what her attendance allowance is for. It's like, I am caring for her full time. I am doing her medication for her, for the government to, I'm not here saying that I wanted extra money. I didn't. That's not what I went into this for. I wanted some actual support from social services who, had we left Nana in her flat, would have to be doing her meals, her medication. She would have to have carers come in 4 times a day. She would have to have a cleaner that they would have to sort out, because that would be their job. But actually, by taking her in and looking after her, so I was trying to explain to this woman as well that we've moved to this bungalow for Nana. So this bungalow now doesn't have good transport links, and the woman had 2 solutions. Firstly, she said, well, what did you do before you cared for your Nana? How did you get out and about then? And I said, I lived somewhere with better transport links. I was like, so yeah, we had to move here to accommodate Nana. And then this woman's bright idea was learn to drive. What's going to pay for that? What's going to pay for the lessons? What's then going to pay for the running of the car and the petrol? So yeah, I have just come off that call. Oh, and their emergency plan would be that if I ended up in hospital, that Tom would have to do what he could, and call them and wait for a package of care. So I'm really lucky that my parents do help out when they can, but they're an hour and a half away. So yeah, that is all the help that I've got from social services. I had a really bad day yesterday after Saturday being out so much with my own health, and I've hated the narrative that, well, you're 33. So she physically said at one point, you're 33, so you've got age on your side. And it's like, what the actual heck does that mean? So basically I've just spent an hour on the phone to hear that I need to learn how to relax, that I should go out in an afternoon while Nana is having her nap, and that I'm 33, so to get on with it, basically. So words of the wonderful Nina Simone, it's a new day, it's a new dawn. I think I've got that the wrong way around. It's a new life. Well, maybe not. And I'm feeling okay. Let's put it that way. I look like a hot mess. It is 27 degrees. And as you will all know, I do not moan about cold weather. I moan about hot weather because my body just cannot cope with it. I am trying to make sure my boobs don't fall out of this. This is the jumpsuit that I showed you last week, and it is perfect for days like today. I've just turned the fan off while I talk to you, so let's get this done. I've calmed down a lot after my rant the other day, and I've just had 2 days of just not feeling great. I don't know whether it's to do with the capsule that I had to swallow, but it's as if my stomach has gone into overdrive. I've had a bit of stress this week as well, which It's nothing to do with me. It's just a member of my family has been unwell, and yeah, it's hard. It's always hard not living near them. So yeah, that's that. I have finished 2 books. I have had some book mail and I thought I would share it with you. Now, this is in no particular order except that this has just dropped through my door. So this is from the team at Bookmark. Firstly, it has a peach iced tea recipe, and peach iced tea is my favourite. And this is How to Find a Missing Girl by Victoria. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. So I'm not going to butcher it. And it says on the back of here, 1 missing girl is unthinkable, 2 is unforgivable. A year ago, Stella Blackthorne vanished. Her younger sister Iris launched her own investigation, but all she managed to do was earn a stern warning from the police. Once she turns 18, any meddling will mean jail time. Then Iris's ex-girlfriend Heather goes missing too, just after dropping the polarising last episode of her true crime podcast about Stella's disappearance. This time, nothing will stop Iris and her amateur sleuthing agency. But with a suspicious detective watching her every move, an enemy turned friend turned maybe more to contend with, and only 30 days until she turns 18, it's a race against the clock for Iris to solve the most dangerous case of her life. And then it just says, promises teenage sapphic detectives and delivers on every beat. So I really want to read this sampler straight away, but it does say here, where is it? Finished copy coming soon, so hopefully that will drop through my door soon. And I also have these kind of detective notes to read through, so looking forward to that. That's giving me very much I haven't read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder yet, but people have told me to read that one, and I like kind of Karen McManus, and I loved Benjamin Dean's latest book, so it's giving me very much teenage thrillery vibes. And obviously, anything made sapphic is good for me. I've also had 2 books through from Pushkin Press, and these are both very foodie orientated. So this one, Small Fires, it is the paperback release in September. And this one says, Small Fires reinvents cooking. That simple act of rolling up our sleeves, wielding a knife, splattering red hot sauce on our books as a way of experiencing ourselves and the world. Cooking is thinking about the liberating constraint of tying apron strings, the meaning of appetite and bodily pleasure, the wild subversiveness of the recipe, the power of small fires burning everywhere. And yeah, I am going to start that today. That is only just over 200 pages, so hopefully I will finish that one this month and be able to talk about it in my September anticipated releases. And also another book from Pushkin Press, again about food and coming out in September, is National Dish: Around the World in Search of Food, History and the Meaning of Home. And this says, a revolutionary journey into the stories behind 6 iconic cuisines and an enthralling dive into the relationship between food and national identity. In National Dish, award-winning food writer Anya von Brenzen sets out to investigate the eternal cliche that we are what we eat. Her journey takes her from Paris to Tokyo, from Seville to Oaxaca, and Naples to Istanbul. She probes the decline of France's pot-au-feu in the age of globalization, the stratospheric rise of ramen, the legend of pizza, the post-colonial paradoxes of Mexico's mole, the community essence of tapas, and the complex legacy of multiculturalism in a meze feast. Finally, she returns to her home in Queens, New York for a bowl of Ukrainian borscht, a dish which has never felt more loaded or more precious. As each nation's political and social identity comes under inspection, so too does its palate. Rich in research, characters and lively wit, National Dish peels back the layers of myth and misunderstanding around world cuisines, reassessing the pivotal role of food in our cultural heritage and identity. And this is being published in hardback in September. So again, hopefully I'll at least start reading that one before I film my September anticipated releases video, because that sounds bloody good. I did pick up a book while I was in Leicester at the weekend, and I don't think I showed it you. So I picked up How to Give Up Plastic by William McCallum. I picked it up in the Age UK bookshop for 99p. I am trying to be more eco-conscious of things. I know that I'm not perfect, but I am trying where I can to contribute less waste in the world, and when I saw this, thought it would be perfect. And then a book that I got sent to me is I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me. Now, I got this from Readers First. I will leave a link below if you're not already signed up to Readers First, as it's not just for bloggers or YouTubers, it is for anyone who is happy to review books. So to be fair, it used to be a lot more regularly, but there's not been as many books posted on there recently. I think they are moving more to ebooks as well. But they will put a book up, you can read a sample of the book, and then you give your first impression and then say whether you would like the chance to review the book. Even just writing the first impression, you get some points. And when you have so many points, and leaving a review, you get more points, etc. When you get to so many points, you can just request the book and pay for it with your points, if that makes sense. It's completely free to sign up to. And I believe with the link below, you get some extra points, and so do I. I can't remember. I'll try and leave down below what it is that I get. I just thought that this looked scary and pretty good. And then I think Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe read this and enjoyed it. Don't hold me to that. I might have made that up. And then, like I said, I finished 2 books, and I told you earlier in the week that the weather was giving me autumn vibes, which obviously it was. It's not today. And so I devoured both of the Christmas Carols and a Cornish Cream Tea and the Cornish Cream Tea Bookshop by Cressida McLaughlin. Absolutely loved both of these books. Absolutely fell in love with the characters. I think what happened last month, I read From Cornwall with Love, and in that, although Maisie and Colm are our main characters, they spend a lot of time with Thea and Ben, Ollie and Max, and I'm not going to remember the other one, Meredith and Finn. And I wanted to know Meredith and Finn's story, which is in this one, and then Ollie and Max's story, which is in this. I gave Christmas Carols and a Cornish Cream Tea 5 stars, and I think I gave the Cornish Cream Tea Bookshop either 4 or 4.5, just because it took me a little bit longer to get into and a little bit longer to fall in love with the characters. This is a book that I love in the fact that it's the kind of perfect start to your Christmas reading, in that we start in kind of October and it talks about myths and legends and spooky season before we then get on the countdown to Christmas. But really thoroughly enjoyed both of these books, and I'm now caught up on this series, so looking forward to see what Cressida McLaughlin comes up with next. I am going to start reading her Canal Boat Cafe books, I think, because her next book, which isn't out till next year, which I've already pre-ordered, is a standalone. But I am desperate to get back into the world of Porthgallao and Porthcarado. I just want to run away and live in Cornwall now, so yeah. I'm going to put my fan back on for a bit and probably just chill for the rest of the day. I am currently reading about 7 books, but I think I don't know if I'm too hot to read. I did last night read a big chunk of Dr. Amir Khan's, is it this one here? Have I got it? Yeah, Dr. Amir Khan's How Not to Have an Arranged Marriage, and I'm really enjoying that. It is a chunk of a book though, and again, I want to get that finished before I film my September anticipated releases video. But I am going to be filming that like next week, I think. So it's maybe not going to happen the way that I want it to. But I want to at least kind of read a chapter of all these books before I talk about them. I do need to kind of look at my schedule, because I thought that reading them in August would be fine. I also have to read in August The Changing Man by Tomi Ayemakindi, which looks scary as. And I was going to try and read I'll Leave This With You by Kylie Ladd, but as that was an unsolicited proof, that's not going to get read in August now. But I am, like I say, going to try and read all these books that are released in September as soon as possible. I will come back to you if I have anything more interesting to say, but I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day in front of the fan or as a big puddle of goo. Good afternoon. As you can probably tell by this frizz ball that is my hair, it is still hot today. I just thought I'd come on and quickly finish this vlog while Nana's in the loo. Yes, so has anything interesting happened today? No. I have set myself a challenge of finishing the books that have been released in September, even though some of them I only got yesterday, before I film my September releases. So I think I've got like 10 days to read over 1,000 pages, which shouldn't be too bad, especially because I'm really enjoying 2 of the books, so I'm flying through them, so that shouldn't be a problem. I am going into Leicester tomorrow for my second SEHCAT scan. I'm also going to take myself for brunch, hopefully, and also go and see the Barbie movie again. So I shall try and take you along with me. I didn't film much footage of Leicester last weekend because it was absolutely raining cats and dogs. So I will try and do that tomorrow. And I have DNF'd a book. I have DNF'd The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern because I couldn't get into it. Let's just put it that way. I really wanted to. I know it's had a really mixed review online. I can understand why people love it, but it just wasn't for me. So that will be leaving my house. I hope you've enjoyed this week's weekly vlog. I always kind of get a bit nervy when I'm about to post it of like, oh, did I literally just spend the whole week moaning? But we all have some weeks like that. So I'm going to go and choose what I am wearing tomorrow and then go to bed because, like I say, I want to get an early night in because tomorrow is going to be long and I really don't want tomorrow to push me into a flare like last Saturday did. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and if you have, please don't forget to like and subscribe below. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.